talk it over.
Hello, Cape Ann music fans. Welcome to our show. This is Local Music Scene, and I'm your host, Allen Estes. And as always, we like to say a special thanks for supporting live music. We got a summer coming up, and there'll be plenty of it around Cape Ann. And my guest today is certainly one of those guys, and we're going to introduce him in just a second. But first, I get to do a song. And this is called Simple Man Like Me. Won't you listen to my story? Won't you hear my melody? Won't take long, just a little song about a simple man like me. A part-time lucid dreamer who dreamed he was awake, and he'd sing and dance and make romance only dreamers dared to make. Then daylight cracked the skyline, sent a shimmer on the sea, and the sun did pour across the bedroom floor of a simple man like me. And he thought of rolling over, drifting back to sleep, but another man had other plans for a simple man like me. A simple man like me, simple man like me. The other man had other plans for a simple man like me. So I went looking for adventure, didn't need to travel far. Found a world of endless wonder running right through my backyard. The evenings were for gazing at the far-off galaxies, where wanderlust was good enough for a simple man like me. A simple man like me, simple man like me. Wanderlust was more than good enough for a simple man like me. Now I'm a wandering minstrel. I roam from town to town, with guitar across my shoulder, laying down a lonesome sound. And I barely make a living, but the music sets me free. There I find some peace of mind for a simple man like me. A simple man like me, simple man like me. There I find a little peace of mind for a simple man like me. Oh, and when my time is over and my body sets me free, will the good Lord be there waiting for a simple man like me? A simple man like me, simple man like me. The good Lord will sure be waiting for a simple man like me. Like me. Thank you, folks. Welcome to our show, and please say hello to my dear friend, Jon Butcher. Hi, buddy.
Hey, good to see
Good
you.
to see you, too.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going.
It's going.
Better than most, not as good as some.
I know. Well, one of these cameras probably is going to sneak a look down there at that foot of yours at some point. John had a little accident, which has kind of left him not being able to enjoy his throne quite as much for the winter months. But we got lots to talk about. But could we start with a song, buddy?
Sure. Let's see here.
Excellent. Jon Butcher.
In the hills of West Virginia, along the Ozark County line, keep an eye on the canary if you're working in the Coleman mine. Yeah. I left Virginia as a free man when I crossed the county line. Keep an eye on the canary if you're working in the Coleman mine. Someone sent a letter to the family that I left behind. Thought I heard a boss man talking, yeah. There's trouble in the Coleman mine. Right. They're digging gold in California. You pick it up off the ground. I'm gonna leave these hills tomorrow. No more work in coal mine towns. Someone send a letter to the family that I left behind. Thought I heard the boss man talking, yeah, yeah. There's trouble in the Coleman mine. Trouble in the Coleman mine, oh no. Oh no, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Digging gold in California. Gonna think this is my time. So take me home and please don't leave me buried in the Coleman mine. Buried in the Coleman mine. Oh no. Oh no. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Buried in the Coleman mine. Buried in the Coleman mine. Buried in the Coleman mine. Nice.
Woo! Jon Butcher, welcome to the show, buddy.
That's on my new record, Alan.
I know it. And we've had you on a few times, and so before we go any farther, I want to show you, this is Jon Butcher's new record, 360 Degrees. And I wish I could spin it around in 360 degrees, but I can show you the back and the front. Great record. We're going to be doing another song off of here in a little bit too. And
It's called 360 Allen because I figured that it was time for me to make a record that reflected all of the things I like to do guitar-wise. Acoustic guitar and electric guitar.
yeah, there's lots of styles going on
Yeah,
there. There's some blues, there's some rock, there's some folk.
There's some acoustic music, some electric music.
Americana.
And I thought that was an appropriate title to sort of represent all the stuff I like to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was a pleasure to be a part of that and be able to play on it with
I know,
you.
I got you to record on it, didn't I?
Yes, you certainly did. And speaking of all this recording stuff, you've got all these projects going on. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Been a busy, the last year was busy. I recorded Quentin Calowart's record. A young band called Glimpses. They were releasing their first record to the world right now as I speak. I did mine. I also did a bunch of other records, and I got a chance to start your record at long last.
We are working on a CD together, yes, and I'm enjoying it so much, and it's amazing how good of friends we've all been and how many gigs we've done together, but
Yeah.
it's a different vibe in the studio, and all of a sudden you guys we're looking at each other going, we were thinking the exact same thing in
Yeah.
these arrangement ideas, which is very cool.
Yeah, Alan, you're a terrific songwriter and performer, and this is an honor for me to work on this music that I've been listening to you do live.
Yeah.
For a few years now.
Yeah.
And I said to you one day at a gig, this needs to be recorded.
Yeah,
You
that was
know?
the start of it right there,
Before it's too late.
which could be any day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm enjoying it so much, and it's a real process. And I guess with every artist or with every project that you do, including your own, there's a different set of circumstances that are involved. I mean,
There are.
obviously, if you can tell the viewing audience a little bit, obviously you start by either seeing them live or listening to some sort of tapes or some sort of things, demos or something, to get an idea of what their style is, what their best points are.
I like to, as a producer, I like to kind of hear the record in my head before it's done. That provides me a roadmap of where the songs need to go and sort of how to approach each song as its own movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
And having that vision ahead, being able to hear it already before you've recorded it is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, in our circumstance, for instance, you came over to my house, sat down, and you said, just play me some songs.
Yeah.
Play me what you think are your best whatever and songs. And I'd start one, and you go, all right, let me hear something else. And you'd listen sometimes all the way through, and you were making notes.
Yeah.
You came up with a list of potential things, and we started narrowing it down. And that was the start of it.
Yeah, for your record, Alan, it was important for me to have it be authentic. You've spent a lot of time traveling the country and playing everywhere and cultivating your sound, and your style. So I wanted to make sure that nothing I did as a producer gets in the way of that.
Oh, absolutely. So, how about with the band that you were just talking about, that you did a record that's just getting released now?
Young guys,
Yeah.
they're a rock band from South Shore who are making their first record. They're 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
So this is their first time at this, and they're a hard rock band. Their album is called Glimpses, and I urge everyone who's into to that style of music, who dug Led Zeppelin back in the day and the Stones and that sort of thing. They're sort of hearing that through their. I'm reappreciating that music through their eyes because they're young guys.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about these things. All of these different styles of production really satisfy me and keep me feeling fulfilled.
Yeah. Did you have to corral them in somewhat to a specific kind of vibe for the record and a sound that you wanted, or?
No. I mean, they had a sound. What I needed to do was sort of instill a little discipline.
Yeah.
Because they're guys that aren't used to sort of, just do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again.
3 or 4 hours in the studio, if
Yeah.
you're goofing off, can go by real quick.
Well,
I know.
they're coming along.
Yeah.
For the future of live entertainment, I'm very encouraged to see young guys still into the guitar and still into that style of music, because I think that portends well for the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything is not hip hop.
Yeah. And quickly with Quentin, because Quentin Callward plays a lot around here locally, and people know him, and they've been watching him come up through the ranks since he was like 13 or 14 years old, before he even sang. So
Yeah.
how was that kind of?
Quentin is a gifted young person, and he's well on his way. In fact, his record is the approach of his album is straightforward and simple, which it should be. Because when you go see him live, he's very sincere and very straightforward. And once again, that's my job, to try and get that on the album.
Yep.
To try and not get in the way of the process by production stuff,
Yep.
So I think the record turned out well. I hope Quentin does too.
Excellent. Well, you certainly knew what you were doing on your record too. It's a really nice mix of a lot of different styles that you've been playing over the years.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, can we get another song from you?
Yeah.
This one is also on the record, right?
Yeah, this is Grow Old With Me.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Grow old with me. We'll be the snappiest elderly Kmart shoppers that you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Grow old with me. Paradise. My feet touching your feet, cold as ice. Time's a wasting, baby, roll the dice and grow old with me. We'll say anything we want to say. Tell the relatives to go away. Every Friday there's a 2-for-1. Pizza and bingo for everyone. We're having fun. Grow old with me. It's as easy as ABC. Just not as simple as it used to be. So grow old with me. Allen, play the solo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll drive as slow as we want to drive. Take the scenic route, not 95. Living each day like old people do, with a medicinal toke or two and one for you. Grow with me. We'll make a loving time therapy, just not as limber as it used to be. Just grow with me. Yeah. Grow old with me. Grow old with me. Yeah. Very nice.
Grow Old With Me.
Yes, sir.
We're talking with Jon Butcher. Great, man. I
Thanks,
love
man.
that one.
Yeah, me too. I played that for, check it out. I played that for my wife, and I wasn't sure how she was going to respond to that. So a couple of lines are kind of iffy, you know, but she laughed, so I'm not in the doghouse.
So that's about her.
No.
I knew
Thanks,
that.
Allen.
I knew that, buddy. Oh, that's great. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming up with these summer months here on Cape Ann. We got some. You and I are going to be doing some shows together.
Yeah, we're doing our show at the farm stand, and there's probably more that are coming down the pike. My band, my touring band, Jon Butcher Axis, is playing a place called Gloucester Stage here in town.
Oh.
So it's a new place for us, and it's been a while since the band has played in this area. So I think the last time was at the theater in what is it, in Beverly?
Yeah, at Wallace.
Well, yeah.
And you're doing one of those too, aren't you?
I have a 9 Wallace show coming up this month with a wonderful artist, Christine Ullman, who is still on Saturday Night Live, and she's a tremendous talent. I'm sitting in with her band. That's April 26th at 9 Wallace in Beverly, Mass.
Yeah.
I hope I got that.
Oh, so
address
you're
right.
part of her band, huh?
Well, that night I am.
Oh, that's gonna
yeah.
be
I'm just
great.
sitting
Boy,
in as the guest
you wear
guitarist.
a lot of hats. So what kind of music does she do?
R&B and blues, and she's something. She has been with the Saturday Night Live cast for many years as a singer. When you hear some of their bits, or a guest singer comes along and you hear background vocals, that's Christine. And so I'm really excited to work with her again. We've had a chance to work together a couple times before, and it's always really special. And she is a person to witness in person.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about
I
it.
have to try to get to that show.
I would, yeah.
And also, because you've been around, I mean, I know you spent a lot of years in California, but you've been a part of the staple of the New England music scene for many, many years,
Yeah.
and put out lots of records, and some of those records are being re-released, or have been, right?
Yeah, my first 2 records are re-released at first in the UK, and they'll be released in the States this fall. Jon Butcher Axis and the second one, so we're really happy about that. That's exciting for us. On Escape Records in London, and of course my record 360 is what I'm excited about in touring right now.
Yep.
And the fall has got other stuff coming down the pike, some film work and more.
Oh, absolutely. Now, you know, since especially your latest record reflects that, and you're constantly working and putting new things together and writing for the next project.
Yeah.
When someone calls you, sometimes it's just for a specific three-piece group, like what you do with drums and bass and sort of as a Jon Butcher axis. But what if they just say, put something together and come and do everything for us? Can you do that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure that that's happened because Axis is its own thing. You know, I've been touring with that band since off and on since the late '80s.
Yeah,
You know, so when people are requesting that and we book that act, that's a specific sort of menu of items.
Yeah.
And so everything that's not that falls under sort of, it's kind of loose. When we work together, for instance, it's exciting for me to play acoustically and in this genre because it really forces me to hone in on other skill sets that I enjoy doing, songwriting and acoustic guitar playing. Yeah. So it's different each time, but that makes it fun for me. It's interesting for me that way instead of samey.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. Well, your drummer, John Anthony, I mean, he does it all.
Yeah.
And he plays on all this different stuff. So
Jeff
he's-
Keith Line is on bass
Yeah.
when I work as under my own name. John Anthony on drums. Of course, he's also the Axis drummer.
Yep.
So I do Axis with Chris Martin and John, and I do all of the other stuff with Jeff Keith Line on bass and John on drums.
Yeah, and your keyboard player from Worcester, you use him sometimes too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's really good too. Wow. Well, man, it's just
Keep it moving, Alan.
yeah.
Right?
That well, that's what happens after all these years. It's like you just keep stretching out. Thank
Yeah.
goodness you have a place to go to be able to have a chance to do all that stuff.
Man, I'm lucky. I've had a really lucky career in life for the most part. I've met some amazing people. When I came to the North Shore here to live, I was embraced by the community, and that feels great.
Absolutely.
You know,
Well, we love
I felt like a
having you
stranger, an interloper, and it wasn't like that at all. Fly Amero took me in. He's the mayor, so
Yeah.
when the mayor says you're okay, that's a good start, right?
There is some great musicians, great songwriters, great artists, bands, and all sorts of stuff happening that live here on the North Shore. And
I
let's
think
keep it
so,
going.
and the area is rich in art and influence, and for me, it's the perfect foil for for somebody who's looking to write lyrics and sort of appreciate life as it is.
Inspiring.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been an artist community for a long time, so it's understandable why, excuse me, this kind of art form would want to come and join in the fun.
Yeah, it's a good place to be an artist. It's a terrific place to be a player, and the people I've met, like you, and of course I mentioned Fly Amero and others. I feel blessed.
Yeah, excellent. Well, we're talking with Jon Butcher. Jon, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I guess we got time for one more song.
Yeah, I figured, Alan, that we would do a little blues. I'm going to use this nice Taylor 12-string.
Oh, big sound. Yeah.
Right? I'm going to heaven on a railroad line, and I'm on my way.
Well, I got to join in on
I'm
this.
going to heaven on a railroad line, and I'm on my way. Go ahead, Alan. No more heartache, no more tears, and I hear that whistle blowing loud and clear. I'm going to heaven on a railroad line, and I'm on my way. That's all right. Here it comes. I found true love just in time. She's on her way. Boo-doo-boo-doo-doo. I found true love just in time. She's on her way. No more heartache, no more tears, and I hear that whistle blowing loud and clear. I'm going to heaven on a railroad line, and I'm on my way. Take it out, Alan. I'm going home. Take it out, Alan. I want to, 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 I want
Hey, yeah,
Yeah,
we
man.
didn't do duty do. We got to do a little bit of that.
We'll run it by the next time.
All right, John. Excellent.
All right, man.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks very much for having me.
And we will definitely be back on when we finish my record, huh?
I hope so.
Oh yeah. We're gonna do some couple of CD release kind of parties and
I
get
hope
you
so.
on. And I mean, you're all over the record, and we're trying to use like local people in the local studio.
Let's
We're
make a party out of it, right?
doing it over in Bang a Song and all that good stuff.
Absolutely true.
Excellent. Okay. Well, we still have time. Yeah. Oh, we do.
Song. I'll back you up.
Okay.
I'll
I
back
guess
you
I
up.
can do that. Let me grab that here real quick. And, oh, that's just a stand. We don't need that.
Give me a key and I'm good to go.
Oh, yeah.
Unless I know it already, and I don't even need that.
Oh, yeah. Our humble queen of the harbor. Our humble queen of the harbor. So many lessons we learned out on these docks. How some make a living while others crash upon the rocks. Yes, this life at sea can make or break a man. She was always there to lend a guiding hand. Just a shack on the pilings was her castle in the clouds. With a smile in her wisdom, she ruled her kingdom proud. And the love she gave is all around us still. Our humble queen of the harbor. Now the sun's sinking low, the moon's rising high, the sky's all aglow. Out here on the water, and the red sky at night is a sailor's delight. From our humble of the harbor, our humble queen of the harbor. Yeah,
Nice
buddy.
going. Impromptu.